When people imagine a Roman legionary, they picture iron discipline, perfect formations, and an army that never seemed to tire. These men were not just soldiers. They were highly trained machines of endurance, capable of incredible feats. Every day, they marched nearly 30 kilometers, carrying heavy armor, weapons, tools, and food on their backs, often under harsh weather conditions. Even after such exhausting marches, they were expected to build fortified camps every single night, digging trenches and raising defensive walls entirely by hand. Such endurance seems almost impossible to imagine. So what really powered these soldiers through grueling days and nights? Surprisingly, it wasn't luxury meals, rich banquets, or a constant supply of meat that fueled Rome's armies. The true engine of Roman military power was simple, cheap, and found everywhere: grain. Every Roman soldier received a daily ration known as a nona, issued and strictly controlled by the state to ensure they were always fed. Grain was chosen for its practicality. It was highly nutritious, energy-dense, and perfectly suited for long campaigns far from home. Entire provinces like Egypt, North Africa, and Sicily existed almost entirely to feed Rome's legions. Each soldier received nearly 850 grams of grain every single day, enough to fuel a relentless fighting machine. During the most intense campaigns, a legionary could burn more than 6,000 calories a day, leaving them exhausted and hungry by evening. Yet, soldiers were not given bread as we know it. They were given raw grain. Every legionary carried a hand mill and spent part of his evening grinding the grain into flour, a tiring task as routine and necessary as sharpening a sword or repairing sandals. The most common meal was pulse, a thick and hearty grain porridge, which could be enhanced with salt, herbs, cheese, or small scraps of meat, turning it into a warm, satisfying fuel after a brutal day. For faster marches, or when time was short, soldiers relied on hard military biscuits. These biscuits were baked twice, removing almost all moisture, which allowed them to last for months without spoiling. So hard were they that soldiers needed to soak them in water, wine, or broth before eating. And yet, whenever the army stayed in one place for longer periods, real bread could finally be baked in ovens, lifting morale and reminding soldiers of home, stability, and order. But food alone wasn't enough. Water could be just as deadly as hunger if it was unsafe. Roman soldiers drank pasca, a simple mixture of water and sour wine or vinegar. The vinegar acted as a natural disinfectant, killing bacteria and making potentially dangerous water safe to drink. Pasca not only protected them from illness, but also refreshed the body and restored energy during long, exhausting marches under the blazing sun. Historical records even note that Roman soldiers offered pasca during the crucifixion of Christ. Protein was essential to keep soldiers strong and battle-ready, with pork being the preferred meat because it could be preserved easily through salting and smoking. Cattle often marched alongside the army, serving as living food supplies, while hunting and fishing provided additional protein whenever the opportunity arose. Together, these sources of nutrition ensured that the soldiers remained healthy, strong, and ready for combat at all times. Vegetables played a crucial role in keeping soldiers healthy and resilient. Garlic was believed to give strength and even protect against disease, while beans and lentils provided much-needed protein and fiber. Soldiers would forage for wild plants, fruits, and herbs wherever they marched, supplementing their rations and adding variety to their meals. Even in the midst of war, flavor mattered. Salt was so valuable it became part of a soldier's pay, while olive oil added calories, taste, and could also be used for cooking or skincare. One of Rome's most famous seasonings, garum, a fermented fish sauce, could transform bland food into something deeply satisfying with just a few drops. All of this depended on Rome's incredibly advanced system of military logistics. Roads, ports, warehouses, and careful planning ensured that armies were never truly alone, and that soldiers could rely on their supplies even in far-off lands. Each soldier carried part of his own supplies to remain mobile, and small units of 8 soldiers, called contubernia, cooked and ate together. These shared meals were not just about food. They built trust, discipline, and a sense of brotherhood among men who faced danger side by side. Festivals and victories brought occasions for better food, wine, and celebration, giving soldiers moments of joy amidst the hardships of war. But when supplies ran low or failed entirely, life became brutal. Soldiers survived on roots, scraps, and anything edible they could find in the surrounding lands. This combination of discipline, shared effort, and the constant struggle for survival highlights the truth. Rome was not built by swords alone. It was built by bread, careful planning, unwavering discipline, and the relentless determination of its soldiers.